We're now going to take a look at when our opponent actually starts to get their legs or their knees established as frames against our body. It's really important that when this starts to happen, the answer is not to drive back into them. What Corey is doing in this circumstance is creating a frame against my body where the force vectors are matching the force that I'm trying to drive. So if I try and just drive down and into him, even if I drop all my body weight onto him, he's built for this. And he can push me away and he's going to start then turning back around, and then he's got his guard back. What I need to do is I need to detach, and then I need to redirect the frame into a lever. And so what that means is I have to be cognizant of what's going on, and I have to actually try and create space, which kind of feels like the opposite of what you want to do, because as we were talking about, the shutting down part is me going all in and dropping against his hips. At this stage, as soon as he starts to connect to me, what I need to do is either from my knees or with my contact with feet on the mat, but probably gonna be on knees depending on where we are, I'm going to immediately start backing away and accessing the legs as levers. Because now if Corey tries to establish anything against me, what I do need to be concerned about is him still at this point rotating back through if I create too much space. From there, if you wanted to, you could take your knees and actually drop knees like to your opponent's chest, shoulders, or even on the side of their head if you're gonna be a bit of a dick about it. But by controlling, like here, I could pinch his head here just so that he's unable to get away from me. What I'm looking at doing is just redirecting them away like this. And then once I create that space where there's a little bit of separation from his knee-elbow connection, because right now this is a problem, if I can push the legs away and create that space again, then I drop in. I fill that space, and then I can start to look to move back into the north-south that I prefer. If it's in shins like this, same problem. I have to immediately start looking at backing away. So even here where he's starting to pull me forward and this is bad, I'm going to plant my hands on the mat. I might even need to post a leg on the mat so I'm able to have some extra range to stand up to disconnect. From here, immediately framing to the hips so that now if he tries to bring those knees back in, I can lower myself and get back to north-south. If you want to stay on the knees, you can from here. I like to be able to then, as always, sprawl out and drop my weight into my opponent. If, with the soles of the feet, exact same thing. If the soles of the feet are in contact, now I have a problem. What I need to do is I need to immediately start backing away. This could be more difficult because you can see how he's starting to get underneath my armpits at this point. I have to back away and immediately access them. You might even have to, at this point, depending on how badly you screwed up, back away and just look and start pinning them down to the mat, and then working on going into a back attack or a leg track. That's obviously if you've screwed up that much of the range battle. So the answer to a frame is to never just drive directly back into it, detach, and push away. One more time. Here, he starts to get the knees in. I have to posture up and create this flat surface, because what Corey's trying to do, like if I'm over top of him like this, if he has something that he can put his foot on, he now generates base off of me. I am the platform for which he generates an absorbed force. So go back. If I go like this, I'm completely upright, and I don't allow him to get access to my armpits, push off of me, Corey. No. He needs a lot more space. Now he can, but you can see how much more range of motion that took for him to be able to get there. So as soon as I'm here, and as soon as I feel him bringing these knees in against me, I back away. He keeps trying. There. And if he does back away and actually like scoots his hips back, then that's just going to create more space for me to now dive in and block his hips. So it's something that it's a little bit, feels counterintuitive at first because you've done all this work and you want to close that space and get tight against your opponent. But once they start to establish frames, it's no longer the option. Create the space again, detach from the frame and redirect into a lever, so then you're going to be able to get back to controlling the hips.